Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we're sort of at the stage of just decorating through the journal, and when I finished the last video I felt like I needed to do something up here. So I'm just going to pick a fabric, see what we've got here, and I'm thinking this time I might make a little tab. I like this little piece here. Just looking at the design, I like those daffodils, but that there is a nice little element. Maybe I sneak up here where there's no real restriction on what and I'm just going to pinch a piece out and wrap that around the corner. That'll help reinforce that corner too. Yeah. Grab my glue. Maybe I put it that way. Yeah, that's better. But a glue stick will hold that nicely. I'm not going to stitch this one. I'm just going to leave it as a little fabric treatment. And that's just going to protect that corner, because I think your fingers would tend to go to that edge to turn the page. And if you put a tab there, at least you're definitely saying, please grab me here. You're protecting the paper, because that's that pianola paper. And that's worked out really nice. Just a little pop. Lovely. Yep. Might do the same there, I think. Another little piece. So easy to add fabric to your journals. Don't be shy of fabric. Just go for it. And you only need little bits, and it's really just to, add a bit of texture. Lace is probably the easiest to work with. You sort of don't have to think too hard when it comes to lace. Fabrics can be a little tricky, especially if you want to do some form of coordinating as well and not just be a random glue it down, but sometimes random's good too. I could stitch through both of those. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Or is the paper going to be just a little bit too... What I want to do, I'm going to do it. Let's try it. I'm going to grab my needle and thread. Let me clean my fingers. Where is a wet ones, which I don't have because I've run out. I just knocked my knee on the table. Oh. Okay. I just want to do a couple stitches on this fabric here. And I think it'll be fine because it is reinforced. So I'm just going to sneak through like so. Yeah, I won't go crazy because I don't want to weaken anything. But then again, one more stitch won't hurt. There we go. Well, the trick is going to be doing a knot because you don't have the fabric to hide within. So all I did is just did a little tiny stitch here. If you can see that, let me bring this up to the camera. A little tiny stitch just to hold it. And there's glue still damp in there, so that's not going to go anywhere. Let's get some more thread. I won't cut the thread too long because I'm stitching with paper. I tend to keep my thread a little bit shorter because you're dragging through paper. So really you just want, you know, a little piece like so big, 15 centimetres, 10 centimetres. Otherwise you're putting more and more pressure. So let's find this second tab. Here it is. And once again, I'm just going to do just a few little stitches down like so. Okay. And then I'll come back through to the side when I want to finish it and just put a tiny little stitch there, and that'll hold. It's not going to come out in a hurry. Okay, such a simple little decorative element on a page. Going to need to go back through this journal from start to finish and do a little bit of inking, because I can see white page poking through everywhere, but that'll happen. That's sort of the final sweep through. That makes sense. Yeah, that's good. That there to me is a bit of a weak spot. I wonder if I can find something just to sit in there. Like if I had William Morris washi tape I could, but I don't. I'm just going to pop that through there just as a bit of a strengthening element. Like we're dealing with a piece of paper that has heaps of holes in it that the pianola would have grabbed and, you know, played its music from, the notes on the page. So I'm just going to pop this in here. I just feel like it's a little bit weak there. That's better. Just to secure that, we'll put another one this side. Maybe a different colour. What scraps do we have? Might make a big one. Lovely. Okay, and that can go down there just to reinforce that a little bit. So I think that would have failed eventually, especially if a young person gets a journal. They can be a little heavy-handed in their using of it. So just keep that in mind, because, you know, you might sell a journal and you don't know who it goes to. You might gift a journal to someone, but, you know, secretly they are not interested in journaling, so they gift it on to someone. Just sort of look at your work and go, okay, if a 10-year-old was flipping through this, would it withstand the pressures on all of the, you know, different spots? I might make that a tab page. That'd be a bit of fun. Yeah, let's put a tassel on it for a start. There we go. I'm going to glue that up a little bit, so there's still plenty of room to write there. Then we might pop a label on that to sort of announce something that could be being said just there. So it's like a little feature like that. And then we might pop a piece of decorative paper on that side, and then that will help secure the piece, as well as give it a little collage. Gosh, you could just fiddle and fiddle with these journals, couldn't you? Like, oh, goodness me. The days wind along. I've seen a few ladies selling some of this style of journal, and I think it was about a week ago, Carol Laws, I think she had six of them in this format. And I thought, oh my goodness, Carol, so much work. Absolutely so much work. I think, what are we up to about? Video number 11 on this. So let's say an hour per video roughly. That's, oh goodness, 11 hours. And I'm not even a third of the way through decorating. And Carol did 6. That's days and days of work. Days. But they were beautiful. She had some little Tim Holtz people through it. Oh, I've got some of those little Tim Holtz people, but I haven't done a lot with them because I just haven't had the project that, you know, inspired me. I'm going to do the same as I did before and create a pocket there, but this time I want to wrap some of the paper around. So I might just put the glue back down and take a moment and find a piece of paper that can come around. I think that one's going to be the one. Yeah. And then that can scoot around the corner, which will not only reinforce it a little, but it'll put a nice decorative just beautiful. The paper, that is. Just admiring the view. So let's secure that little pocket closed, like so. There we go. And then I want to glue that down. I'm going to use glue stick this time. And then I know it's nice and strong. Just trying to get my pin in that glitter glue. Okay, so let's get some glue on this piece. Lovely. And that goes around there. So we just got a pop of William popping through. Lovely. And that's reinforced it on the corner. Now we can pop a little tag in there. So what tag did we use last time? Okay, so one of those ones. Maybe we just pop a little journal card in this time. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh, we put a piece of fabric on that last time, didn't we? Are we going to do the same again? Why not, I say. So we use that blue. What could we use this time? Is that the same? Yeah. We've done the birds. We've done the gold. Sort of don't mind that one. So we did just a piece of fabric. I'm going to move the journal out of the way. And I'm just going to rule myself a line. Do I need to cut that length? I can cut that length. Hold the phone. Okay, these are little great pieces to stitch into slow stitch. Little elements. Let's draw a line. Let's let's have some consistency in straightness. And then if you were concerned that your slow stitching, if you were going to do a line of stitching like I'm about to do, was not going to be straight, there's no reason why you couldn't give yourself a line to follow as well, just by drawing it on with a water-soluble pen, or a heat pen would be better. This is a water-soluble, and I'm not going to add water to the journal because I'd have a hang of a mess then. But because it's so faint and not going to be seen, I'm not too concerned. So I'm happy to use that style of pen. I don't use it a lot. These were like a big trend there for a while, but I find the ink kept coming back when I was using it in quilting, and I do embroidery within my quilting. So you sort of want your lines there so you can stitch. Where'd that come from? You want your lines there so you can stitch your piece, but then you need the piece to... Did I just knock the camera? I think I did. You need the piece to lose its lines when you're done. And that blue pen, yeah, I don't think they were as good. They seem to be when they first come out in the market, but then I don't know whether some cheap ones come out. So I'm going to keep that little piece. Some cheaper versions popped up on the market, and that's what I seem to be picking up. That's just not quite long enough, so I'm going to grab another piece. I'm going to run a stitch line down there. I still didn't go and get my good size needle. I still have this tiny one. Oh well, I will survive. And I'm just going to stitch down. I'm not going right in the center. I'm just coming a bit from the center. Just, you know, it doesn't have to be samey same, matchy match. And you could do 3 or 4 lines of this stitching. That'd be gorgeous if you did, you know, 3 lines. I'm not, because we sort of have just done single rows of running stitch throughout the journal on the different little elements. So I'm happy that it's got a little bit of consistency. And I guess too, if someone was new to journaling and spotted this and wanted to have a little try, you're not setting them up with too hard of a task. You're just doing a little running stitch. Okay. This doesn't take long. It's fiddly. And if you're on time restraints, you probably wouldn't go to this extent, but I think it's worth it. Just puts a nice little touch in your journals. Okay, let's just knot that off. Lovely. Yep. Simple and effective. Let's get my glue stick. So we can... Serves no purpose whatsoever, this piece of fabric, other than something to touch and a little look at more of William Morris's design elements that he created. So pretty. And I'm just going to attach it right there. When this journal goes off to its owner, I'll put with it little snippets of extra fabric, like little pieces like that, that they can then use to you know, decorate their journal a little bit more. I might even stitch a few bits and pieces too, so they're ready to go and they can just pop them straight in. Oh, I can hear something clinking outside. What is Bandit and Pepper up to? Sounds like something that shouldn't be happening, like a metal sound landing on the ground. Oh, goodness me. I'll come back and corner all those at the very end when I do the final sweep through, as I can't quite remember if I've been cornering or not cornering, so I'll come through with some consistency. I can see a journal card there that needs stitching around. We missed him. So little things like that we'll catch on the way back through, because we were here and we haven't. So it might pop up in the next section as we go through. Okay, so where are we at? We've got that. Got our little card. Got a journal card there, a little pop of fabric. How lovely. A little bit more glue there just to hold that down. Lovely. Okay, all right, so we're at the back. Now we know everything in there, I believe, is okay, but we better have a little look just in case. I can see we need some fabric on the top of that tab. It's actually getting quite thick, but it's working really well. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so we've got a tab here. We've got an envelope. Oh, look at all these goodies. Some snippety bits inside that they can use in their journaling. And I think we want to make that into a little booklet. So let's pop. I might just use some cotton just to keep the bulk. I've got some fine cotton here that I bought thinking this is what I needed for stitching in signatures, this stuff. It's a linen thread, but it's so fine that it rips really easily, the paper. So it sort of is no good for a journal as such, but for clusters of papers like this, it's perfect because there's no real great pressure on them. Where's the middle? There's the middle. Then I grab the blunt. Goodness sakes. There it is. So this is just folded together a heap of little papers to make a little booklet to slide into this. Ow. Ow. Oh, see, you use a sharp needle because you need to, and then you jab yourself. Goodness me. Oh, that's sore. I'm going to make a hole for myself because I can't see where to go. So I'm going to do one there and one there. And then I can just come back through without worrying that it's in the wrong spot. So it's like a mini journal within the envelope. I've forgotten I'd made this in there. There's so much going on in this bloomin' journal that I've forgotten some of the elements. What have I done here? I've got it all twisted. Okay, that's better. Yeah, if you were to pull that paper, this thread too hard, you just rip it straight through your paper. So too fine for stitching in signatures. But for a little booklet, it's perfect because it's so fine. So you're not creating extra bulk. Now we've got a little... Oh, goodness me. What did I do there? Oh, no. So that's a little tuck. Okay. Okay, so that just has to be glued into position so they can tuck something in that if they are so inclined. Let's get some ink on those raw edges. I thought I'd not stitched in a page. It sort of fell out in my hands. Okay. Let's now wrap that around that center page, which will create a lovely little tuck spot. Easy. Using a decorative piece of paper, just fold it around the edge of the page, cut a little niche out of it so that they clearly see that that's somewhere where they can, you know, add their... Quite an easy, I'm probably not even on camera. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. All right, so there's our little booklet done. Simple. Just some little bits and pieces in there that they can have a play with. So that now will slide into the little file folder here. I'm not going to glue that file folder. You could, but I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm just going to leave it float free because then it could actually be a little journal cover as well. Like there's nothing stopping them creating another journal out of this little cover. Or you could glue it shut and it becomes an envelope, but I'm not going to actually. I'm going to leave it as it is. It'll just be a floating little piece. Now we've got a journal card here that needs some backing. So we need some paper. Might put plain paper on the back. And then some decorative paper on the front. I think this image that I can see here from this recipe book might actually show through this. So I'm going to quickly grab some decorative paper and do that first. I need something with a bit of a contrast. Just reaching. I'm going to use that. That's better. So I will need to stitch around that too. I won't do that on camera because I'm leaving you and racing over to a sewing machine. How rude. So I will catch all of those types of things as we come back through and check that, you know, it's all progressing with some form of consistency. Okay, so that's that side done. Now I'm just going to add some glue again. Might as well take advantage of the straight edge of the page. There we go. How quickly to get a journal card backed. Nice and strong. Oh, I'm getting glue everywhere. Look at this. Oh, messy, messy. Messy girl today. All right. Okay. All right. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I had a Amazon link in the description showing my favorite things. Amazon allow you to create like a folder on their website under your name of things that you've purchased and things that you're thinking about purchasing, or just, you know, a list of things you like. And then they offer you a small commission if someone purchases that item from your list. So they've come from here to there and off to purchase. And even if you were to buy dog food after sort of looking at a few of the items and then went on to buy your dog food, I would get a small commission. Well, in order to create that list, I had to apply for this so-called commission. But it turns out that I've been rejected because I don't have an actual website in behind. All I had to offer as a link for them to connect to me was, just looking for my corner punch, was, what do you call it? An Etsy store, which is not okay for them because they obviously just want to go direct to my own website, which I don't have. So I thought, oh, bugger, because that was a really good way, not that I was looking for an income from it, but it was a great way if I mentioned something, I could say, oh, guys, it's in the link to Amazon and you can see the item. And then you'll hear me clearly say, maybe this is why they rejected me. Go to get the description of the item we're talking about. Let's say it's an embroidery book, and copy and paste that into your search engine, and you'll find it cheaper elsewhere 99% of the time. So maybe they heard me say that. That might be why they rejected me. Yeah, so I've been rejected because I don't have this website scenario for them to easily, I guess, send me a commission. What am I doing here? Is that going to work? Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so they can't easily send me a little commission. So I was really disappointed because I thought, what a great way for me just to gather resources so that as I yibba yabba away to you, I know they're there and I can just go and have a look, go and have a look. Where you go and buy it from really didn't concern me. But I went and had a little look, and it looks like it still will link to the list, which is great, which is what I want. It's just they don't have to pay me a commission because it don't quite meet the criteria by not having a website. I'm looking for a piece of calico and everything's real strippy. I need a piece of calico that's a little bit bigger so I can, I swear I just had some. Where are you? Just need a rectangular piece. Hang on a minute, guys. There must be some calico around here. I've got so many projects on the go, and calico is my go-to, and I cannot see any calico. Hang on, there's the bucket of it. Yep, here we go. Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is the little link that I thought was a genius idea for me, like it might be my bead container. I never remember the name of that thing. So to have it sitting there in a link, and then I just carry that Amazon link through all my videos, I thought, oh, brilliant. How good is that? Then they rejected me. So I thought, oh, that's a shame. That would have been good. But the link still works. So it would appear that they've rejected me for the monetary gain that I may have made, like probably all of 10 cents. And they've left the link there. So I'm happy with that. So if I do mention things now, I can still you know, direct you to that. But like I said, hunt around because you may find it cheaper elsewhere. Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm fiddling. I'm making a tab top for this card, this tab, and I just want to put a line of stitching right up the center. I won't glue it on because I need to go around with my sewing machine first. But if I just get this sort of element done, there we go. So I'll just knot it off. And that will be glued on to the top of that tag when I've gone around it with the sewing machine, around that perimeter. And that will just attach up there like that. This is a little feature, so I'm happy with that. I need to edge the bottom, which I've done. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so I might just let that lie there. Now I feel like I need to do something here as well. Probably don't, but I think I will. Might just put a bit of textile there with this calico. And I want to use one of these little labels that we've got here. No, I might put a label, I think be more useful so that they can write maybe a date. Look, it looks plain, but its utilitarian's use is what I'm sort of looking for. Yeah, just a little spot that they could maybe write, you know, someone's name or a date or be useful. Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying about Amazon, the little link still works. So I was going along and deleting the link thinking, oh, well, buggy is, I'm out of here. If you're not going to allow me to use it as like a place to store some of the things I use, I don't need it. But it actually worked when I clicked on it. I could still see all the bits and pieces that I wanted to have in there as a bit of a, you know. So that's good. That is just needing to be stitched. So I've got another little tab here we can create. We need some fabric that sort of complements this area. I feel like I need a little bit of orange. Where's that orange again? Yeah. So let's nibble a little piece off of here. Got a little bird here. I wonder if I can sneak a bit out of this top of this square I've cut, and then leaving the bird to be featured elsewhere. Yeah, I think I can. I think I will do that. Pop that fabric in there. I'll make this one a little bit different. How can we make it different? Maybe like that. So I'm going to offset the two. Where's my needle and thread? Let's put a stitch through. And that'll connect it. Give it our little feature stitch. There we go. Okay. Lovely. So now I can just knot that off. How quick is that? I know it does add more work to your journal by doing all these little elements, but I don't know. If you've got the time, I just need to ink that a little bit. It's a little bit white popping through there. At least this one I've stitched around with the sewing machine so we can actually attach. Oh, that's really thick. Now let's just glue that onto there. Lovely. Oh, I'm going to flip it. I like that flower to be seen. So let's just quickly flip it before that glue grabs. And now we can bring this over to create our tab. Lovely. Oh, gosh. William, you've just made my life easy by creating such beautiful designs that I can play with. I might put a label there too, because there could be a little story go on the back of that, and I think a little label might look sweet. Yeah, lovely. Just like that. And then that can slide in that pocket. So with a little pop of fabric there. Okay, so that one has got a home. The envelope is going to just sit. Oh, I've got some labels here. Where'd they come from? Did they fall out? Don't think so. They must have fallen out of my little label book. Can't have that. Precious little things. All right, so now we continue our journey. So we've got another journal to stitch in. How exciting. That's looking good. We've just got to stitch this in. So I might do that next. Where's the centre? There's the centre. Pages look reasonably positioned. Maybe move you a little bit. Yep, that'll fit nicely. Where's the centre again? Might just put a couple little dots here and there to denote where I need to go through. So it's about 9 inches. So there's the fold. So 4.5 inches is the middle. We'll come 1.5 inches down from the top, 1.5 inches up from the bottom. And that should be pretty good. Let's find that sharp little needle so that I can make some holes. There's our thread. I should have just kept it out. Don't need all those bull clips. They're like making my job harder than it needs to be. So I might just punch some holes in this first. Might pop a bull clip just to stop it sliding a little bit. Not that you probably need to. You could use a paper clip. Ow, got my fingers. So I'm just going to put a hole in that center, a hole at that 1.5, and a hole at the bottom 1.5. So we're ready. And I jabbed myself again with that needle. Vicious little thing it is. It's dangerous work, this journal making, isn't it, girls? Okay, so are we where we want to be? Yes. Let's get that out of the way, making it harder than I need to. Just need to line this up, just doing it by eye. It's probably not the best way to do it, and I'm going to make my hole this side because that's a bit bodgy what I was just about to do. Doesn't need to be that bodgy. So coming through, and now I'm going to catch our paper. Where are you, little hole? There you are. Concentrating. One more. This just didn't go together as easy as that last one I stitched in yesterday. Come on. Gotcha. Okay. This should be easy now. Straight through where we've got a hole made. Oh, goodness me, why is this so fiddly today? Let's just tighten that up so we get our lines right. And through we come. Okay, the worst is over. Now I've just got to come back through that center. This is where you need your blunt needle because it's so easy to pierce the thread and then you can't tighten everything. So I'm just going to switch out to this blunt needle. I came very close in the last video to actually stabbing the thread to the point where I wouldn't have been able to, you know, tighten it, but I didn't. It worked out okay in the end, but that's because I had that sharp needle. So use the needle that's sharp to make your holes if you're not going to use a pokey tool. And then when you're happy you've got all your holes in the right spot, then change your needle out to a blunt one so that when you come through this final hole, you're not piercing the thread that's gone before. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so that just needs to sit in there for now. Signature is stitched in. Oh, what's happening here? Why is that tucked around there? That's okay. A little bit of glue will secure that. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's begin. I think we need a tab on there, and I think we still have a couple. Or maybe we use one of these little guys. We haven't used many of these. Yeah, I'm going to use him. Scissors. There's that little guy there. What fun this journal's been. I might put 2 on back to back. Just to make it nice and strong as a tab. Here we go. Happy with that. Just need to trim that a little bit. Didn't quite line it up properly. Glue on the glue bottle before I forget. Okay. Beautiful paper. Some writing space. Plenty of journaling space. Now, I think there was a journal card that we've missed somewhere here. Where did that go? Here at the back. Beautiful. There's so much writing space in this. Considering it's not what I'd class as a big journal, by all means. There's another page I can add 2 tabs to. Let's do that. Oh, they didn't line up because they're different sizes, those tabs. That makes sense. Let's join those 2 together. Oh, here I thought I did a bad job at attaching the tab and didn't line it up. But it was actually okay. The tabs were 2 different sizes. So there you go. That's better. Got that lined up that time. Oh, look at that. Plenty of space in this to play. Now, what are we going to do? What have we got in the way of journal cards left? I'd like to do a flip out journal card. I love that one. They're a little bit wide for my liking. I could probably trim back that a little bit. Where's the center? If I pinch a fraction off of that either side, like so. I know it's not much, but that might be just enough to pull it back from that spine. Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to now corner that. And we're going to have a flip out happening here. Now I'm going to just use some calico to create my hinge. Because at the end of the day, if the person who gets this journal can't find or doesn't have any William Morris fabric, they'll always have calico. So sometimes mixing a simple fabric throughout your journal is a really good idea, because maybe they're not fabric nutters like us and have in our stash all these gems of fabric. So, you know, just try and keep in mind that at least they can get some calico. I'm going to put that on there. Perfect. This glue is mushy, this particular one. Sometimes they're really firm. Then you get the next ones that are really mushy. So their recipe is like a little out. So I'm going to attach that like so. So I just want to get my creases right first. The fabric is still wet, so that makes it easy to adjust if I need to. And I'm going to use a little bit of glue stick again, but I will come back with some art glitter glue because I need something to quick grab as well. That way I can keep working through the journal and not worry that this has come adrift. So I'm just going to do a bit of both on this side and give it a moment. Now you could, before you went too far, you could do a bit of stitching here as well. I might do that yet. That'd be cute. Where's the lid? Where's my needle and thread? Do I do it? Do I don't? I'm going to do it. Probably rushing it a little bit. I should let that glue dry. Is that enough thread to get me there? Yeah, it is. It certainly won't come off the page if I do stitch. I'll think about it. I need to think about it because A, it's not dry, so just put down the needle, Corrine. Back away from the needle. I do feel like it needs something, but then on this side it has something, so, you know, I'm probably overthinking it. Let's do a tab instead of some fabric because we have some scraps. I'm sure there was a, yep, little birdie one. Let's do this instead. Let's stitch this and then glue little bird. Can we even see little bird? Does little bird matter? Yeah, we will. I'm going to, while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to stitch up this side. So I still get to do a stitch. But where I was going to do it down there, I'm not going to because it's already sewing machine stitch, so it really didn't need it. So I'm just going to do a little stitch here. And then we can glue that onto the top. Little birdies there. And that can be a little tab to open it up. Okay. Impatient little possum I am today, aren't I? Don't know why. Some days you just want to go, 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 go. Other days you're chilled and relaxed. Today I feel go-go. Maybe my coffee has kicked in. There we go. Little fabric detail on that top corner. Little birdies found a home. Now we'll just go back through these pages. I just want to pop a little bit of William Morris paper through. Get rid of the needle. Just so that it has, you know, consistency in colour and design. And what paper haven't we played with yet? I haven't put any of this. Isn't that beautiful? Should we do a pocket? Let's do a pocket. What tags do we have? We have a few. Like, that's pretty. Let's make it. What's that? That would make a great little pocket. It's got a little bit of artwork on it. and it's the right size. I just need to trim it back. Oh, I'm liking that. Must have had plans for it because it's reinforced, and it will, maybe we do a belly band out of it. Just a little belly band. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's something different for the journal as well. Haven't done a lot of belly bands, so let's just attach that there. Give it a moment to grab. So he's definitely done some sketching in amongst it. There's a human. He's got birds and flowers everywhere, but we know he was an artist as well. So there's an example of some of his drawing, and that's pretty good. It's better than I can draw. So the man was talented. Okay, that's getting to my hour, so I'm liking that. Just a little detail there. We might leave it at that, and I will be back, and we'll keep adding some little bits and pieces of paper, just a pop of colour through here, but I want to keep this fairly open for them to play and not get too crazy. So it'll be just some, you know, bits and pieces of paper that we can decorate through. Got a couple little scraps here, so we'll see how we go. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining me. See you in the next video. Bye.